By the time a cotton crop starts flowering, it begins to put its resources not only into the height or the growth of the plant and the leaves, but also the fruit. Generally, a crop will equal out the resources it's using for fruit and growth. But in some situations, this becomes unbalanced and a plant might become too tall, too vegetative. That's when you might need to apply a growth regulator such as PIX. In deciding to apply the growth regulator, one of the first things we need to do is make sure that we're monitoring its vegetative growth rate. And to do that, we need to measure height and nodes. Measure height from the cotyledons, which is the nodes that are parallel right at the bottom, to the very growing terminal of the crop. To count the total number of nodes, start by counting the node above the cotyledon. Some of the nodes are missing a branch or a leaf, so they just appear as a little lump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17, 18. So this plant has 18 nodes in total. I've plucked a couple of terminals here. This one isn't a node yet because the leaf isn't fully unfurled. And this one I would call a node because you can see all the veins in the leaf. It's fully unfurled. It's a bit bigger than my thumbnail. So to calculate the VGR, or the vegetative growth rate, you take this week's height and you minus last week's height from it, and you divide that by this week's total number of nodes minus last week's nodes. The rule of thumb is that if the VGR is over 5.5, you would apply PIX. So VGR is one tool that you can use in your PIX decision. But just remember, you have all other crop factors, the field history, whether the crop's going to be stressed in the next few days, what the weather's going to do, the variety of the crop, because some varieties are less responsive than others, and also the fruit retention, because if it's got a load of fruit, it will actually regulate its own growth. And the next week you might find that that VGR is well below 5.5.